A number of years ago, when we were starting to prepare for the modern wing, and I was also working on a catalog of the modern collection, we realized that we had a really great opportunity to do some research on a painting that had been in our collection since 1953. It's the painting behind me, Bathers by a River. We decided to take our picture down and take the time to study it and really focus on the history of the picture. But in the process, we were able to actually uncover the story. We began to realize that the period of 1913 was the period that the most work happened on our picture. It was the period of the most radical innovation and change on Bathers by a River. One of the periods that we were able to distinguish pretty quickly was a photograph of Bathers by a River in November 1913.
Some of the colors that were there in November 1913 are still visible. There are still some hints, there are still some remains that you can see on the surface. And so it became apparent that it would be fantastic and it would really enhance our way of seeing if we could bring the color that we have on those microscopic samples onto the historical photographs that are in black and white. And so, as it always happens in the framework of this collaboration with Northwestern, I went up to Professor Catherine Faber, who's a material scientist at Northwestern and is the leader of the initiative at Northwestern, and works a little bit as a matchmaker for us.
That's how we came to work with Dr. Katsaggelos, because we were able to he was able to help us imagine and actually visualize how our picture would have looked at that time.
We developed the algorithms that, given a black and white photograph and given some initial colors. So somebody tells us that at this point the color should be red, while at this point in the painting the color should be green, then the algorithm we developed would propagate this color for the rest of the painting.
So the black and white image that we had, the Drouet, which was photographed inside a gallery, we knew that it had a different light. We had to correct for that. And we had to correct all these things that we did with the colors in order to make the propagation correct and make the colors appear as natural as possible to that time period of the painting.
We extended and advanced the algorithm by utilizing the black and white version of the painting, and then assuming that the colors, the distribution of colors agrees with the distribution of the black and white intensity. So if there is an abrupt change in the black and white intensity and an edge, then there should be some change or some edge in color. The color would change as well.
To take this document, this important document, and bring the color back to it, working together with conservation and using his technology to be able to actually have a really important document now that shows us that our painting was very much connected to a number of other paintings at the time, and really shows one of the main points of our exhibition, which is how much Bathers became a kind of central focus for much of Matisse's experimentation.
They do believe that it represents quite well the state of the painting back in 1913. And actually, because of that, also we are discussing the possibility of doing similar work for another exhibit at the MoMA.
This exhibition is, I think, eye-opening for Matisse studies. It's certainly an approach that I want to continue in the rest of the kinds of exhibitions I do.